Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Maita and I'm here today to start our first lecture, and it's going to be about introduction to computer basics. Before I start my lesson, I would like to talk about the course outline, which we have one midterm, one homework and one assignment with the final. So for the midterm, it's going to be about 30%. It's going to be 30%. Homework is 10%. Assignment 20%, and the final exam will be up from 40%. Let's talk about introduction to computer. What is computer? A computer is a machine, electronic machine, which is designed to multiply your function or your data from storage. So any data you have, you can store it to the computer, and the output, it comes on the computer. Like, for example, the screen, monitor, hard disk, CD, DVD, or a ROM. So this is what computer, it's multiplication in computer. Introduction to computer objective. We are going to describe the importance in computer in today's world. Computer in today's world play a significant role in a human being's life. For example, in first of all, everyone nowadays can use the computer. It's either home or at the class or your let's say your work or your job. So everyone is familiar with computer and what computer is and what does computer does to you. So if you have a computer, you have to know how to use it. You have to know how to start working on the computer. We have to start, like today, we start to talk about computer, the basic of the computer. Second thing, we're gonna identify the main parts of the computer. We are going to talk about the main parts, like the input devices, output devices, hardware, software. But in this lesson, we are just talking about the introduction to the basic of the computer. So we're not gonna go that far away or deep into the computer in today's lesson. Next lesson, we will start with ALU, etc. Third, identify the input and the output devices. We will know which is the input device and which is the output device in the computer. We are going to identify ALU. ALU is algorithm logical unit. What does it do and where is it located at? Last but not least, identify the network, and we are going to identify the meaning of data in computer. Next, we have the role of computers in business and industry. In business industry, the computer play a role in the industry and business. If you have a company, if you have a business, you have to know that computer play a significant role in the company. For example, you are talking about business industry. So there is no more someone using pen and a paper. They are using it, but in most of the time, they are using computer to save time, to save consuming money, etc. In publication and education field, let's say if you are going to study something in the computer and you have to type something like in Microsoft Office, you have to open Microsoft Office Word and you start typing your words in that program to get your result or to make a data. And you can save this data in the computer. However, if you are talking about publication field, you are looking for like publication or science field, which is in science field. You are talking about you have to make a research, and you need to look for some information over the internet. So computer can be connected to the internet. This way you reach your data from the internet, or maybe you have it in a flash or CD or DVD, so you can reach your data within the computer. So you don't have to go to a library to look for data, and you have to waste your time just looking or searching for one information or one point in 2 hours. You can just log into the computer and or the internet, and you can find your data over there. In government organization, if you go to any government organization nowadays, they will ask you to maybe fill in a form or to apply for something. You have to fill in something like a form. In order to do this, they type it in the computer, or next time you come to that organization, they just type your name or your social security number, and they find your file or you register there. So it makes it ready. So again, it's time consuming. In science field, I spoke already about this, but in entertainment field, we can talk about this. It's for kids, like playing games or download some games from the internet, or maybe they have a CD and a game or DVD and start playing games. Next is parts of computers. Now we come talking about the parts of the computer, which are we have input devices. Input devices like mouse, for example, mouse, keyboard, scanner, webcam. These all are input devices. Second, it's output devices, which we are talking about output. It gives you the result. So output, it gives you the result. It doesn't take the result. It doesn't take your data. It just gives you a result, output. We have, for example, monitor, speaker, projector, headphone, headset, speakers. 3, central processing unit, CPU and memory. What does central processing unit does or do in the computer? We are going to talk about this later on. Number 4, it's motherboard. It's motherboard. It's any computer comes, any computer, notebook, hard PC, desktop, anything comes with motherboard. Motherboard is like one circuit of electronic device, and it includes some like video card or memory or CPU, etc., or hard disk. 5, it's expansion cards, video card, sound card, or network card. 6, hard disk, hard drive port and connection, USB, fireware, and etc. Input devices. Mouse. One of the input devices is mouse. If you come to the mouse, it controls your movement, how you want to control the computer. If you want to open my computer, let's say in the desktop, you just go by the mouse, searching for that, and you click one click, and you enter to that data, to enter to my computer. Keyboard, we all familiar what keyboard is. Let's say we are going to open Microsoft Word, and we need to type some data. So you can not type any data without using keyboard. So you need to have a keyboard for typing some data or entering some numbers, let's say, or art or something. You have to use your keyboard. Microphone is one of our input device that we use to enter, like record some voice or video, not video, voice I mean, and that recorded, make it a data into the computer. So it's an input device. A scanner is, it's also an input device, but we use it to have one image or one picture or let's say one paper that we have, and we need to download it to the computer. So in order of this, we have to take it in a scanner, and it shows us on the monitor. And we can save this as well, or we can edit it. So it's good to have a scanner in order to make it input device. Webcam is input device as well, because let's say there are 2 computers and we are talking over the internet. So your webcam is input device, but in his computer it's output for him. So this one can be input and can be output, but in this case, it's an input device. Parts of computers, it's also we have output devices like monitor, printer, and speakers. Monitor, it display. It shows you what is computer, what do you have in your desktop. It shows what are you doing in the computer as well. Printer, if you have one one work, you have to print it. You need to have a printer, or you go to a bookshop and you to print your things. So it's an output device that it gives you result. It doesn't take, it take result. And we have many type of printers. We have colorful, we have LaserJet, we have a lot of printers. And nowadays, it can become like in one printer, all of them in one printer, which is, it costs you a lot of money, but still, it has many benefits. Speakers and headphone. Central Processing Unit, CPU. First of all, it's a device that interrupts and runs the commands that you give to the computer. So it's a device, interrupts and run the commands that you give to the computer. Secondly, also referred to as a processor. So CPU is a processor. It gives instruction to the computer, which instruction has to be done. Number one, number two, it depends on your orders. There are two major brands of CPU. There is Intel and there is AMD. Example, we have Intel Core 2 Duo and AMD Turin X2. Intel Core Duo, it's an old version now. We have a new version like Core i3, Core i4, Core i5, Core i7. There is many new version coming out in Intel iCore 2 and Intel Core. And one of important our parts of the computer, it's memory. Memory is where your information is stored and retrieved by the CPU. There are two main types of memory. We have RAM, random access memory, and the second one, it's ROM, read-only from memory, read-only memory. The first type is RAM. It's the main memory, and it allows you to temporarily store and command your data. The second one, it's read-only memory. Read-only memory. It's the memory that retains and contains even after the computer is turned off. So you can save that data, and after you turned off and come back, you can find still that data still there. So it's a memory. Let's talk about now the other part of the computer, and which is the motherboard. I have talked about it like a little bit. Now I'm gonna explain what does motherboard mean. It's the main circuit board inside the computer, and it has many tiny electronic circuits and other components on it. It includes hardware like expansion cards, video card, network card, TV card, CPU, hard disk, CD-ROM. You can have TV card as well. And it tells the CPU how to run. Let's talk about expansion card, which is you can install these on the motherboard. Video card. Without video card, you won't see anything. You will not be able to see anything on the screen or on the monitor. So in order to do this, you have to have a video card. The second one is network interface. Network interface, you can have a computer, and you are not, if you want to have a computer, you can download network. This way you can have an access to to the internet with a group, or maybe to do something in the internet. In order to do this, you have to have network card, and it's connected to the other computers so that information can be exchanged between them. Sound card convert audio signals, microphone or audio tape, which can be stored as a computer audio file. Storage devices, it's also a part of the computer. We can talk about the storage devices like hard disk or flash memory, DVD or CD. Hard disk, it's you can buy it nowadays like external one, but in the computer must have an hard disk, so you can save your data or your information on that hard disk. But in order, if you want to have an extra memory, you can buy another hard disk on the side, and you can use it. So you can take it with you to your job, to your work, to your school. You can use it still. Yani it's a good way to have an external hard disk. The second one is a flash drive. Everyone is familiar with a flash drive. It's a USB flash memory. This one is also familiar nowadays. Yani you can have it. You can buy it. Actually, it's not that expensive. It depends on how much or how many is like the gigabytes. So it depends on like how many gigabytes you are going to buy. CD-ROM. You can also store your data or save your data on the CD. Also, it's for DVD is the same. You can store your data or your information, let's say pictures or video or anything. You can store it on DVD or CD. So both of them are storage devices. Ports and connection. First one is universal serial bus, USB port. Second one is firewall, similar to USB, but it is faster. Network port, internet. 4 is parallel port and serial port. Number 5, it's display adapter. And number 6, it's power. Now let's talk about networks. I think nowadays everyone is familiar with network or how you use the internet. So if you have a computer and you are connected to the internet, it's called network, internet. So if you are like, let's say in our lesson, in this lesson, you are overseas or maybe in this country, but you can attend to the lesson, or maybe you have a job, or maybe something else is going out in your life. So network, or the internet, let's say, it makes everything smaller to you or easy to get. So you are home, but you are taking one lesson. Or maybe you are at the job, but you are taking one lesson online. So this is what mean of the network or internet. So it's a group of computers and associated devices that are linked together to facilitate sharing information. Can be used to share data and devices such as printers. So within a computer or network, maybe you have a company in your future, or maybe you have now, you can have many computers or many workers are working for you, and you need to share that printer in one printer for all computers. You can share it over the network. So this way you save money. No one, like one computer, like many computers, but they are sharing one printer. So you don't have to buy for each computer one printer. You can share one printer at the time. Typical network has the following 3 components. First one is server. Second thing is workstation. Third is communication channel. Network is a group of computers that share information and hardware. The computers are connected together using copper phone wires, fiber optic cables, or radio waves. Our computers in this university or in my job, let's say, it's connected by network. There are two types of network. Let's say local area network, which is LAN, local area network, which has limited area. You can say home or a small office or office or group of offices. Second is commonly included computers and shared resources like printers and scanner. So in local area, you can share printer and scanner. The second type we have WAN. WAN is wide area network, which is, let's say, internet. It's a network that connects devices in geography separated area. Let's say overseas. Let's say someone is in USA, but we are talking to him from Cyprus or maybe in other countries. So it's internet. And they used to use this network in US Army used to use it when they pretend the internet, they prevented, they start using internet. This way they can talk to each other. Nowadays, all people are talking over the internet. And second is used to connect networks across different countries. Like I said in USA, but I'm in Cyprus, but I can still talk to my friend in USA, and he can still talking to me from USA. So it's overseas or from the same town or from the same country. So it makes the world smaller. This is what does internet mean. The internet is an example of one. Internet is a worldwide collection of public networks that are linked to each other for information exchange. I have a friend, let's say, or I'm taking a lesson in a different country or in the same country, and I can go to my lesson, or I can go to my library to get some information. I just type, or I need to send some information to my professor. I go to my email, open my computer, get to my email, enter my email and my password, and I send to my friend, like attach my document to my friend to send it, or to my professor. So I don't have to send it by post, and it doesn't cost me money. It is cheaper actually to use email nowadays over the internet. Internet offers a range of service to its user. File transfer between internet user and electronic mail, like I said, between emails. The World Wide Web, WWW, or the web, is another service that the internet provides. Everyone is familiar what World Wide Web means. So like we have a browser, web browser, like Google Chrome or Firefox, or there is Internet Explorer. We can use all of this to access to our internet, or to open your email, or to get your data from the internet, like Google, for example. An internet is similar to the web, but is accessible only to authorized user of the organization. Now let's talk about ALU, Algorithm Logic Units. It's a digital circuit used to perform arithmetical and logical operation. So it's for logical and mathematical operation in the computer. And it represents the fundamental building block of the central processing, CPU, of computer. Modern CPUs contains very powerful and complex ALU. In addition to ALUs, modern CPUs contain a control unit, CU. Second, most of the operation of a CPU are performed by one or more ALU. So it depends, can be by one or more than ALUs, which load data from the input registers, and from the registers it can't execute that data. And storage in ALU is very small, a tiny amount of storage. So it's not that huge amount storage in ALU, the register. The control unit tells the ALU what operation to perform and the data, and the ALU stores. And the ALU stores the result in the output register. So there is an output register as well that stores the data, or it gives you the result and that storage as well. The control unit moves the data between these register, the ALU and the memory, the ALU and memory. So that's it for ALU, let's say, for now, because our second topic will be just about ALU and how we do the operation and what are our gates. There are many gates for ALU. Let's say OR gate, X gate, XOR gate, AND gate, NOT gate. So there is a lot of gates. Next week or next lesson, let's say, I'm going to present our topic will be about just ALU. Now let's come to talk about software. So the computer software. Computer is like domain or combined by two, hardware and software. So there is no computer without hardware, and there is no computer without software. So it's the opposite way. It can't be run without both of them. So software plays the most important role in the computer to have result or programs or apps or anything. The operation of your computer is controlled by system software. The system software is stored in the computer memory, which is instructed by the computer to load or store and execute an application. Professional programmers write a variety of application software to satisfy needs of the public who wants to perform specific tasks and the computer and their computers. The basic types of an application, the basic types of application software are word processing, database, spreadsheet, desktop, publishing, and communication. Last thing, let's talk about operating system is the most important software on the computer, and it controls and manages the hardware connected to your computer. Provide an interface that helps you to interact with computer for ensures that your computer is functioning properly. Windows XP or Windows 7 or Windows 10 nowadays, an example of operating system, it can be either text-based or graphic-based. Graphic-based operating system help you install hardware or software with easy-to-use interface. Thank you very much for today. Thank you very much for today. I will see you for the next lesson. We are going to have another lesson hopefully soon. Thank you.